What's your experiences with crime?
You always hear stories.
He put a needle in my neck and said, "Don't move."
Until yesterday is the first time I actually saw a crime. I saw somebody just put stuff in a bag, and I wasn't sure if he was shoplifting until he turned around and walked out of the store, and then the little machine went off that saying he took something. I saw what he looked like. Sorry. I have been standing here. I just witnessed an assault on the sidewalk.
And how long have you been in the UK for?
I got in yesterday, so between witnessing a shoplifting yesterday and then the assault just right now, kind of makes me feel just a little sad, a little unnerving.
Just round the corner there at the Arches, I get held up. Two guys were standing there, were police officers. I thought they were two undercover guys because they said police. I had a can of beer at the time, so I stopped. And they searched me, then he put a needle in my neck and said, "Don't move," robbed me, took about £100 off me. That was 20 years ago, so I think Glasgow's a bit safer now.
Most of the things I've seen in person has been on a bus. I used to work in town, so I would get it every single day. Seen a few bus drivers get punched. There's been once or twice where I've intervened, but it's quite scary to do that. One time there was a kid, must have been 14, 15, and he was getting beat up by an older guy, so that time I stepped in, but I won't do it unless I really have to. Most people seem to try and ignore it. Nobody wants to get hurt. It's kind of understandable.
A few months ago, there was a fight kind of broken out. It was between like a group of teenage boys. It was involving like a baseball bat, which had been sharpened, and it was just outside my school.
I was walking back to my student accommodation. There was a woman, she was sort of shouting, saying things like, "Don't come near me," or "Help me," that sort of thing. She was by herself. There was a man just walking back probably to his house or something, and the woman ran up to him and sort of smacked him. The man just kept walking, but she came up behind him and then punched him in the side of his head. He wasn't violent towards her or anything, he just sort of jogged forward away from the woman. The woman then continued running up the road and crossed over. She ran up to a fire station and started pounding on the doors and on the windows and said, help me, someone help me." I think she was either drunk or she was on drugs. At first when I saw her hitting the man, I thought, is he okay? But the man seemed fine once he kept walking. There was no reckonings or anything. I was more concerned for the state of the woman after the assault.
It was as if it was just another day to them. They just said, happens all the time. About a minute or two ago, in the Greggs, literally across the road, gentleman came in behind me, knocked into me, grabbed whatever it was he was looking for out of the fridge and just left out the front door as if nothing had ever happened.
I work in the shop, we have to deal with all the crime. Shoplifter come up, it's very normal here.
And what do you do when you see someone shoplifting?
We try to stop them, but some people just run away. We can't chase them, you know.
My wife and I live on a new build estate, and there's a lot of it that still is yet to be built. Several months ago, there were some youths who jumped onto the building site and they tried to get one of the building vehicles moving. I guess this was a digger with a sort of dumper truck type thing on the front. They couldn't really get anywhere, but they started spray painting it, started jumping around on other bits of machinery. Eventually they ran when they saw the police.
You see plenty of fights growing up, like in Glasgow, same as anywhere in the UK, but there was a fight in a pub and it was actually between two families and it was a funeral. The fight spilled out onto the street and it was really terrible. Like a guy fell, hit his head and he was almost snoring. The police came, like they split it up, but everyone ran away. There was so many people. You know, Scottish people, like they will have a drink but take it too far.
I was walking on Buchanan Street at about midnight with a friend. Suddenly I saw kind of this crowds kind of going away from a certain area, and then I saw some police around the police van, and I saw someone who looked like maybe an older teen with a cut over here and here, which is called the Glasgow smile. He was crying. Mostly gangs do it possibly. They would take a knife and then just carve out smile over here, kind of like the Joker. And I think the police were trying to just take care of the situation. I don't think they found whoever did it. It was quite tense.
A few months ago, I was busking. I'm a singer and I do a lot of busking in town. There was this guy that came and stood right in front of me and sort of looked at me for quite a while. And I was thinking, can he wanted to dance or something? But as I was focusing on lots of people, because a lot of people were watching around me, and he grabbed all my bucket of coins and literally just ran away. I was like, you know what, it's just money. He probably needs it, but in the wrong way.
She felt very scared, especially because she hasn't had much experience living in the UK, so she didn't know if this was like a common occurrence.
ロンドンでチューブに乗ってたら横に座ってた人の携帯を電車を降りるときにね取ったんだよ。でそのままドアが閉まるときに彼は走って逃げてったけど、まあ横の取られた彼
々も一緒に。
There was like a guy playing like his music. So there was this guy who came over. He tried to put his money and then he scooped like a whole lot of coins and all of that, and then he ran away. The guy ran after him and then they were going at it, like fighting. And then there was a guy trying to like stop them, but he was also being put in the whole fight. I think he got back his money from the guy because he actually like bit the guy.
He bit the guy.
Now I'm just always wary of people.
In Edinburgh, late at night, one of my friends walking home from a flat gets her bag grabbed by a man and runs off. I know she was very scared for like months following to be on her own late at night. You always hear stories, and I think as women, we're like trained to be very safe. But when you hear it happen to someone close to you, it's just sort of a horrible reminder that it is happening.
We went on a holiday and on the ferry, sitting at a table playing cards, and suddenly people were shouting out, and we looked and there was a naked man running through the restaurant. You don't really know how to act in that situation. What I did was standing up, looking at him, going towards him, stop him and say, no, you can't be here. And he was like, looked confused and said, oh, but I locked myself out of my room. And then I said, well, no, you have to go there. I'm a referee, so I could use my body language. You have to go that way.